Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to ARK Survival Evolved with me, Lathrix. And before we get into what we'll be doing today, hint is in the title most likely, I wish to show you something pretty cool. Floating arrows, the newest addition to the ARK franchise. Yes, these floating arrows can be yours for the low cost of an invisible compost bin, which hasn't happened in ages but happened overnight, and that's kind of interesting. So I do have to put something down here to remember this thing even exists. Did not mean to do that. I thought that was already an item in my hand. Whoops-a-daisy. Don't really need that right now, and it's quite heavy. So anyway, as the title may suggest, today there are some new items yet again. I do love the constant updates. Apparently also there's been an update for frame loss, and my lord, this has been one of the few updates which I can really see. As you can probably tell, before I was getting that horrible frame lag every now and again. It still happens occasionally, but I'm running at 60 FPS for the first time when recording in like a month. It's honestly beautiful. So yes, anyway, back to the new items rather than gushing about cute things like that. So there are new traps, new really interesting looking traps. Now, here they are, the bear trap and the large bear trap, which will immobilize humans and small creatures, and then large creatures. Now, this is actually better than it sounds. It sounds pretty good already, but then you think about taming, and how difficult taming some of the large creatures can be when you're newish to the game. Now, by the looks of it, this is not too low down. I mean, it's after some of the more complex items, such as stone and metal, but only just after metal. So it's one of the first things you'll get after the crossbow. So these can be probably grabbed, honestly, if you look at the kind of saddles you're still getting, before you're really after some of the larger, more dangerous creatures, like the trikes and above, like the stegosaurus, for instance, and those kind of items, which can very easily kill you when you're in very low tier armor, and perhaps aren't versed in the game. And I'm not going to say I'm particularly good at the game, but I kind of get how most things work now, and can, I can exploit rocks and stuff to my advantage. Also, these aren't grabbable. What the hell? So I will be testing them out. So yeah, the big thing is you can stop an animal, and by the sounds of it, while it's immobilized, be able to actually knock it out and tame it. So we'll be checking that. Also, I've got a new little birdie. That's purely because, well, my fiancée was actually playing the game for a short period of time and decided she wanted an albino one, so she went ahead and got one. They've also improved the animation of the scythe swing, which I do approve of vastly. Now it looks like an actual harvesting mode. Okay, I think Dusk is somewhere over here, so let's go ahead and grab Dusk, go to the top of Memorial Plateau, and have a quick look-see at just how hard these things are to make. Now, most likely they'll be a one-use item, like all the other traps, so I'm not holding out much hope for its constant use, but certainly a very minimum, I'm just going to get some more water, a very minimum, it's going to give us a different element to the whole taming thing. And well, a new item to use is always fun. Let me just get some berries so I can stop starving to death. Eating meat's good and all, but it hurts you all the darn time. It can be a little bit of a nuisance. Berries. Which kind of berries do I want? Ooh, let me think. I like how they're been rotting in like unison, so there's 41 of everything. Let's just grab a couple of these then. There we are. Good enough for a while anyway. Plus, I really need to take these off my hotbar, so I wasn't going to keep on making them, which happened earlier, as we saw. Now, where is... there's Dusk. Excellent. Just keep eating while I run. Sadly, I've got my one hand on the mouse button, one not. Can we level you? Oop, there's some poop. Excellent. Oh, before I forget, a couple of things about that as well. I'll say it now. Yeah, I'll say it now before we go. Sorry. It's actually quite late at night. I'm a bit distracted. Also, the music isn't playing at the moment. The music hasn't played since the update. Not quite sure what's happening there, but oh well. When it comes to farming, a lot of you did give me the suggestion to get a Phiomia, which I have done. I've moved it over here, and you can of course feed it stimberries to speed up the pooping. Now, the reason why I didn't do this straight away was a misinformed bit of information given to me a long time ago, and that's because I was told, and this is completely incorrect, that the larger feces, which is always lovely, will give you more. So you need less of the large feces for a compost. However, if you go into the fertilizer, if you go into the wiki and have a look, see, that's actually incorrect. It's 3 of any feces, including your own, which is a good thing you can make. So if you really do want poop, you want poop machines, then yes, the Phiomia, the proto-elephants, one of my favourite animals. Oh, if not my favourite. I don't know what it is about them. There's something about them that seems so, I don't know, unloved and cute and adorable. Like I want to squeeze one like a plushie or something. I would totally have one as a pet, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But saying that, I think I'd have most animals from ARK as a pet if I could. If not all of them. I can't think of many animals I wouldn't have. I would have the giant scorpion. I'd have the these lovely fellows whose name I can never remember. Dimorphodon. Dimorphodon. I'll say it's Dimorphodon. And such. Okay, anyway, back to the trap. Back to the trap. So we have... Will it be in weapons? That's a good question. Doesn't seem like it. It's definitely in the smithy. Structure sounds better. Defenses? Oh, cool. Can we make them? That's good. Oh, they're very cheap. Oh, they are very cheap. Okay, let's make a couple of both then. Let's make a couple of both. I did not expect to be able to make it straight away, so I'm very happy with that. They're a little bit heavy, but that's to be expected with a giant, jagged ball of metal, I suppose. Should I make more than that? Go on then, what's the harm in that? I mean, it levels me up a bit, and as you can see, we've got a lot over 9,000 to go, so there we are. I've actually turned, oh yeah, full disclosure, I have turned up how much experience I'm getting per item now. I've turned up experience now to ×2, or I think it's just over ×2, because of the fiddly slider, I forgot you could just adjust the number. So there we are, we've got the large bit, woo, and the small. Okay, so the small only works on small animals, the big only works on big animals. I'm assuming then the small one also said something about humans, which I imagine is yourself. So we really want an animal that will attack us back if we attack it, because there's a few things I want to test. And obviously, can you tame an animal that's trapped? Particularly now PvE mode's off. And also, which animal is classed as large and which animal is classed as small? Because there's the thing. Does large include... Because that trap then looked tiny. Does large include anything over a dilo? Because it kind of does. I mean, I can't imagine that trap really even snaring a parasaur. Well, maybe a parasaur, if it, you know, because it goes for a leg, obviously, not like an entire section, but... Oh, that's really good. It's the exact same as before. Well, actually, no, it's a little bit better than before. Is it better or is it the same? I still haven't made that, by the way, so I can actually check. It should... Oh, no, I'll put it in the smithy. No, there it is. That's actually slightly better, okay? So we can drop this one. And that's awesome. A blue quality saddle for one of our turtles. Well, we definitely need a high-level turtle now. Okay, is there any dilos around here which we can see? Yep, there's a dilo over there. Okay, let's test out this on the dilo. I'm fairly certain the small trap will be the correct trap for a dilo, but obviously we need to test this out, and also if we can tame it while it's under. There was a scorpion there, we could test both at once, but the scorpion's currently playing with very stingy animals. Oh, well, that's going to be interesting. Didn't set it off. Didn't set it off. Okay. Is the parasaur too big for the small trap? Or perhaps do they have to be aggroed? Hello. I feel small for some reason. I don't know why I feel small, but I do. Come on, lad. A little bit of lag now, but honestly, compared to before, this is actually quite nice. Again, we are still on higher settings than we were previously. Well, a while back, anyway. Come on. And... snap. Can we knock you out? We can, which means... yes, you're completely tameable, just as expected. Wonder how long it lasts. Oh, look, the health's going down. That does not last long. My lord, that does not last that long. Okay. I'm sorry to say, I will have to put this out of its misery. Can I pick it up by any chance? Oh, apparently you can repair them if you have metal on you. And let's see, expire. There it goes. I do need some meat. I didn't actually have any meat on me. Well, I guess the best way to do is really be hunting with dusk. But still, so that's cool. Okay. So the parasaur didn't set it off. Now that's curious, because that means one of two things. Either A, the parasaur is simply too big to set it off, which would make more sense, or B, it doesn't work on unaggroed creatures, which is going to be really difficult with the more peaceful herbivores. Ow, whoa, okay, I'm being stung. Turn around, alright. I hate these things. Did I mention, these things are responsible for so much armor, damn it. Now you help. Thanks, Dusk. You're so helpful. Back to testing. Okay. Phiomia. So this also only works on large. So, Phiomia, are you a large creature? No. Or, again, the non-aggroed thing. Let's try a small trap on the Phiomia. Once it walks past. Nope, it's hard to tell where it's actually going to go. It's walked over the trap like 3 times now. I can't place it. Oh, it's too close to a similar structure, okay. Okay, put it down. Oh my lord, it didn't work. Now that... Oh cool, so if it's not damaged, you can actually pick it back up. That's actually fantastic. So, they have to be aggroed to work. Now that is going to make it very difficult to use on animals that will actually flee from you. Well, I'm assuming that the trike is a large animal. I mean, it makes sense, don't you think? Click. Bit of a waste of a shot there, a bit of durability on the crossbow, but hey-ho. Yep, large animal, and it's probably going to be losing health. Can it attack back? Yep, it can still fight. Oh, my boots, no. Oh, my bird's angrily walking towards the... Oh, God. I love when they walk angrily at things. Well done, Dusk. You win a prize. I don't know what your prize is, but you win it anyway. Okay, so we learnt a few things. The trikes are definitely large creatures, as you might imagine. There's a Rex there killing a thing. And trikes still hate you if you try to do that. So yeah, so they can attack back, and trikes are large creatures. Also, unaggroed creatures do not set off the trap. Now that... Can you perhaps have a setting for that? Let's have a quick look. Nope, pick up or demolish. That's your only options. So, okay. I don't know what size the feet... I kind of want to say it's a small trap because, I mean, look at the feet size. It makes sense, wouldn't it? I mean, how can that possibly set off the... Okay, they will need to be behind it to scare it into the trap. Run! Okay, that didn't work, which means either A, the trap is the wrong shape, or B, it actually missed it completely, or perhaps they aren't even aggroable. Does it attack something? It never attacks things. Well, we can test out the non-aggroable thing with you. Okay, so it's not setting off, and we attack it. It's aggroed. Okay, it's aggroed now. How about if it runs into... No, the bird, don't... Oh, Dusk, seriously, you're going to mess up this as well. That's it, walk into it, walk into it, walk into it. Snap. Yeah, it's all about if it's aggroed or not. Oop, hello. Don't really want to be killed by a stego, really. If it's all possible. Go on, Dusk, waddle at it angrily. Yes, release the angry waddle. You cannot beat Dusk's angry waddle. Yes, devour its butt. Devour it. There we are. Thank you. Don't think Dusk's a meal. Well, that's so it is definitely all about aggroing then. Okay, so that's actually a really big thing to know. Still doesn't... So I don't think it's going to... Well, it could help if you're very meticulous with your planning. Wow, bit of a freeze there, but I think that's Fraps' fault. Another problem is I do record with Fraps, and this game does react badly with Fraps. For those kind of things. So yeah, with with enemies which don't aggro to you, we don't lock on to you to attack you when you attack them. This is going to be very difficult unless you're very meticulous with your trap planning. But of course, the whole traps players thing is probably one of the biggest things for the small trap. As well, in multiplayer, this is going to be a freaking nightmare. Although the health does seem to decline very rapidly, so it isn't a long-term thing. Still going to be very cool with taming the larger animals, such as the Rexes and the Spinos. That's going to be really handy. I mean, I still have trouble now trying to tame a Rex, for instance. Patch was a nightmare. I mean, I think I had a video of Patch. Thankfully, I got stuck in a rock, but I think it took me about, with the old bow rather than the crossbow, it took me about 50 narcotic trank arrows because, well, it was a ridiculous level straight away, like level 80 or 90. I can't quite recall. It's been a while. Let's quickly grab this. Obviously, I'm still after some decent drops, so let's have a quick look-see at this. So I'm doing this all the darn time. And sadly, absolutely nothing of use. I'm still going to keep it, though, because I'm kind of adding to the collection, which amuses me. Okay, back in a second when we find another animal to test on. Okay, so we're back with a naked man. I've got a lot of explaining to do, not only because of the naked man. I managed to die. Sadly, I was messing around with frap settings at just the right moment to miss everything. So I was testing out traps, as you can tell by this lovely creature, level 92 Sabertooth, and it turns out that Sabertooths are... Well, actually, I learned a few things, so I'll explain. Small traps set off Sabertooths. By the way, I had to bring my lovely Pterandon over here to find this, and the naming competition, let's say, is still up for grabs because, well, I haven't yet had a chance to actually read a lot of the comments, so I do apologise for that. I'll be reading them straight after I finish recording this, so that's pretty awesome. As the other video went up not too long ago. There we are. I've already got gloves. I'm repairing gloves twice. Oh, and my hat apparently managed to survive the fall. Excellent. And, well, I was chased down by a Rex. I did kill the Rex, and then the Rex killed me. It was kind of bizarre. Here's the thing. I put down a large trap to try and catch the Rex. Dusk was following the Rex. The Rex walked over the trap with no effect. Dusk, however, as you can see, very painfully is currently stuck in the trap, which at least allows us to test one thing. And sadly, the traps do no damage, at least very helpfully for our pet here, but sadly in terms of everything else, because it would be cool if they did damage, but at the same time, it does make them better for taming, so it really does kind of ensure more of a use for the traps as more of a taming mechanism than anything else. I was actually hunting for Prime. It was a bad story. Basically, I fell off at the wrong place, the Rex came after me, and then I tried to run away from the Saber to make sure the Saber survived, but upon doing that, I managed to get too far away from Dusk to actually do anything. So I was trapped. It was a very sad story, but we'll all live and grow from this experience, and I'm going to get a cool Saber out of it. So I've got one more small trap left, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back once I've tamed this lovely majestic creature and get it back. Thankfully, we're not too far away from the base. As you can see, we're just away from the base, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and tame the Saber, finish it off. It's already almost a quarter of the way. Then I'll go back home, and we'll try and test the trap on a Rex. Now, I could test it on an allied Rex, and that's probably what I'll do. It's the easiest thing to do. Or I could have the more adventurous spirit. You know what? Never mind. We're going to go hunting for a higher level Rex. Not high level Rex. Just going to go hunting for a Rex, since I've already got ridiculously leveled Rexes. And we're going to try and, well, capture a Rex for training, for testing. And we have a new awesome Saber to lead the pack. I'm afraid that our little Amazon will be kind of outclassed by the soon-to-be level, well, if we're lucky. See, sadly, it did get hit by the Rex once, it's almost dead. If we're lucky, though, we'll still keep the plus 18, it was on plus 30, and we'll have a plus level 100 Saber, particularly if we can keep up the prime meat, which we should be able to, as it seems like the trap is decaying much slower on Dusk because it's not fighting back, so it seems like there's a natural decay on enemies, whereas the allies' natural decay, I actually have to pick it up, poop, is far slower. Again, we learn. Back in a second when it's all solved. Of course, I am a little bit silly and now realise I could have just demolished that far earlier, but I was still curious to see what happened with it as it went, so we still did a bit of science. Anyway, back to taming, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've just grabbed some metal from up top with the fabricator and over at the powder keg, and now we are back to doing what we're doing. So, of course, right now we're after some of the larger bear traps. Still quite cheap, which I like. What have we run out this time? Fibre, but thankfully I still have the fibre from before, and now with the awesome scythe, it's actually quite easy to get, which is lovely. You get quite a bit of experience with these, but do remember that I am currently under the effects of bonus experience purely because levelling has become such a task, it's almost impossible for me to get new items to show you all, so it really was a choice between either that or simply giving myself the experience at this stage, which I really don't want to do, so obviously I've gone with the lesser of two evils this time. Normally I'm more of a greater of two evils kind of guy, but today I figured let's be fair. What I could do as well is actually repair my crossbow. While I'm here, might as well repair the thing actually keeping me somewhat safe under many circumstances other than raging level, I think it's like 30, 40 T-Rex. Okay, excellent, all that's sorted out. Where's Dusk? Okay. One last thing to show you, then we're going to go on our glorious Rex hunt and see if the large trap does trap Rex. Now, We did also find out something else, that the Argent Avis are trapped by the large trap, which is actually quite surprising for me, but I guess they are going off the total mass of the animal rather than their footprint. Also that, well, you can demolish traps that have hit things on your side. I'm not sure what happens with enemies. And finally, the final thing we learned is that, where are you now? Yep, be careful, because you can definitely trap your allies. So, we have our Sabertooth back here. I've gave it Amazon's saddle. Where's Amazon? Where are you, buddy? There you are. So the poor girl is no longer leading the charge. But now, hello. But now we have our new Saber, who needs a name. Actually, multiple. Oh God, I've got so much to names. I've got several Sabertooths. I've got the Pteranodon. I've got one of the Phiomia. I've got loads of the Dimorphodons, and I have the now. This one needs a name. I'm sorry, but if it's over level 100, it needs a name, because come on, that's even when the difficulty is on maximum, like I'm playing currently, that's still not a very common sight. I wonder if you could be trapped in one, in a bear trap. I wonder how long for. Let's level you up. There we go. Awesome. Okay then, Thumb. What did I call you Thumb for? I cannot remember why I called you Thumb. Anyway, let's go and find ourselves a Rex and see if the trap actually works on it. Well, there is our quarry. 2 Rexes currently eating and not actually being distracted by fighting. I've been actually fighting loads of Rexes in fights already, making them incredibly difficult to actually lure into traps. I've just had to cut twice in terms of just simply turning off the recording because it was taking too long. Because, well, it's nice to have a completely lag-free experience sometimes. So they're currently fighting now, but there were some over there to make sure I know where Dusk is to run back to. And it's going to be one of those I have to set down the trap probably whilst running. Oh, good, he's currently eating. Meaning if we put down the trap, we can either wait until he stops eating, he'll probably come towards us, or we might have to aggro him. Wow, bright green. That's the small trap, probably not the trap we want to use right now. Hello, trap? Can I... No. Yes. Is it fighting a Dilo? Can you please stop trying to fight the Dilo, fighting the ant, fighting the Dilo? Look, I'm attacking you. Of course, when you're actually ready for the darn thing, simply getting its attention can be a bit of a difficult process. Look at me! I hate you! So much so I just stabbed you in the face with an arrow. How does that make you feel? Nope, the bugs are apparently more... Nope, you really like to... Well, we found the most gluttonous of all Rexes, apparently. Well, this is going just honky-dory, isn't it? Gee, I wonder if the large traps will work on... Actually, that's a good question. Do the bear traps work on ants? I really hope not. Please don't work. Oh, thank the Lord they don't, because that would be such a waste of them. There we go. Now please give me the trap back, because I'm fairly certain it'll probably work on me. May need to get the big trap back as well. Seems like it might have been better to go for this guy here, because he has less distractions. Watch him come for me now from the back. Now I'm no longer actually paying him any mind. Once again, we put down the huge trap. We dodge. I don't know why I'm dodging it, honestly. It's not like it's going to actually work on me, but even so. Hello. How are you? I'm doing fine, thanks. Oh, Lord. Yes? Yes. This can only end badly. See? Yes, it worked! Okay, excellent. So it does work on a Rex. Lesson learned, okay, it must have, oh wow, it broke out almost instantly, so maybe it does depend on the animal then, actually it probably does. The Saber actually took a very long time to break out of his prison, or maybe it's level based. I didn't see what level this creature actually is. It is level, no, not too high a level, so, I don't think so. I mean, my Avis is going to devour it now, I'm afraid, so, there we are. I do like how the blood is now an indicator of the target's health. That's actually quite useful. So the trap then may depend on what type of animal it is. It didn't seem to work earlier, but perhaps it does have a setup time once you place it, because the Rex definitely walked over it. Now that's the one thing. I am certain the Rex walked over it perfectly. As in, it was like you couldn't have asked for a more perfect walkover. So it is a good chance that it's either got a setup time, or I'm not sure what else really. Perhaps you can't put it right next to the Rex, as it was close to the Rex as soon as it went down, so perhaps proximity hasn't... Wow. Well, I'm afraid this is a bit of a feast I can't quite deny of my Avis. As well, the mild AoE attack from this is going to destroy everything. That's the cave I've been to before, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Just... Wow, the lag, though. Yeah, that's the cave loading in. There we go. Back to 14 FPS again. What level is this, Rex? 72. Well, on the upside, I'm not sure if levels really do give that much more experience, but if it does, then, well, this Avis is going to definitely level from the kill. Yep, definitely level from the kill, so perhaps it does. I don't actually know how levels affect how much experience you get, but it does seem from... Wow, it leveled twice. Yeah, it does seem like from past experiences, like even just now, that higher level animals do give you more experience. So if you're trying to level up an animal, go for the highest level. What the hell? Are you dead? Yes. I'm free! Well, that's is that red? Or is that purple? Either way, I'm going to that supply drop. A red supply drop, my lord, it's been a while. So for those who don't know, the red supply drop is the highest supply drop you can get, and it's the supply drop where the best gear can be dropped in the game. So let's have a quick look-see. I didn't quite get to check. Oh, okay. Okay, so the one was somewhat interesting, although I've actually had a chance to get this before. Now I'm actually in the position to use it. So this is slightly better than the primitive pistol. Kind of cool, don't really care. This, on the other hand, now, I've left this item before with almost the exact same stats. Let's just go back, get back airborne for safety, because I simply couldn't make it at the time because it's quite difficult to make. But now, I actually wish I didn't leave it, and we've just got one. So it's not quite what I was hoping for, but it's still pretty awesome. This is the highest difficulty item to craft in the game in terms of headwear. Pardon me. In terms of headwear, my stammer's playing at the moment, and I'm getting these weird kind of speech bubbles, and also I'm burping, so I'm drinking fizzy drinks, so it's like a mixture of hell. And, well, as you can see, it's basically a flashlight built in, and it's also metal armor. It's very expensive, but the armor value is much higher than my usual flak helmet by a full 60. Basically meaning you're adding a piece of chitin to your flak armor, which is fantastic. So I'll definitely have to make one of those off camera. It's not too difficult to make. There's the thing, once you start making electronics and stuff, it's really not too bad. I mean, this is remarkably more expensive than the regular one, but it shouldn't take more than 20 minutes at most to make, and then repairing it just is. I think after you make the expensive version, the repair is the same cost as the regular one, but don't quote me on that, because I've had some varying kind of some varying results in that regard. Now, I did break my hat, sadly, versus some of the ants. So let's repair that. There we go, a beautiful hat once more, making me far more majestic. There's a purple supply drop. Well, lots of really good supply drops today. It's been hard. I mean, like I say, I actually tried to make a supply drop video a while back before the last episode, and it just didn't work out, and now we're just being gifted supply drops. Okay. So let's wait for a second, we'll grab this and end the episode.